What's the deal, my people? You know it is Don Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you another Game of Thrones video, breaking down the things you missed, using Easter eggs and hidden clues that explains everything that's gonna happen in Game of Thrones Season 8. And in this video, without a shadow of a doubt, I will provide you with 100% proof of how time travel will be used in Game of Thrones Season 8. Now, before George R. R. Martin sat down and wrote his first fantasy book, before he started writing for TV shows, before he started working on Game of Thrones or Song of Ice and Fire, however you want to call it, George R. R. Martin was a fan. A fan of what? A fan of comic books.
I think I said something along the lines of Shakespeare move over, Stan Lee has arrived.
Before he was with his first woman, he was with his first comic book. And if someone has a love for this genre, it is no doubt that he used this. He was influenced by this to make his story. And that is what brings me today to this theory, to this video of how time travel is being used in Game of Thrones. And we can't talk time travel without dealing with the number one time travel person in comic books, The Flash. And I will prove to you right now that Blood Raven is Eobard Thawne. Eobard Thawne was born in 2451. His parents genetically engineered him to be highly intelligent and have a particular appearance. However, as he grew up, they became concerned about his lack of social skills and tendency to daydream, which was frowned upon in this future society. Hoping that helping to take care of his sibling would help Eobard adjust, his parents had a second son, Roburn. Eobard spent so much time in social bonding sessions with Roburn that he fell far behind in his own studies. As a result, his application to study the Speed Force at the Flash Museum was rejected. Now let's break this down real quick. This man is in the future. Flash has been dead and gone. And he is a very smart cat. Now he's been studying the Speed Force. That is the force that gives the Flash his powers. But since his parents had to make him take care of his baby brother, his studies fell behind. So what happens then? Since he's studying the Speed Force, a future version of himself comes back into time, to his time that he's at right then, and kills his little brother. This allows him to focus on his studies and allows him to gain access. He actually wins and gets inside of the Flash Museum. While he's inside the Flash Museum, at some point he becomes head of the Flash Museum, and that's when he gets the nickname Professor Zoom. Now he also does this again, a future when he falls in love with a girl, and the girl has a boyfriend, a fiance. A future version of himself comes back and kills that fiance, and then kills every guy that girl falls in love with. Now in the show, this is shown greatly because when the Reverse Flash goes back in the time to meet Barry Allen, he doesn't get to the time Barry Allen was there. He gets to a time when Barry Allen has already passed away. And when he searches the Flash Museum of that era, this is when he finds out that he is meant to become the greatest of the Flash's villain. Now the TV show, they also show how before Barry Allen gets his powers, his mother is murdered by the Reverse Flash coming back into time and killing him. This allows Barry Allen to get his powers later on in the future. And this is exactly what we're seeing when we deal with Blood Raven and Bran Stark in Game of Thrones.
But you asked. We've got plenty of worries. We don't need to pour black magic on top of them. I didn't ask for black magic dreams.
I know you didn't, little lord. We need to move.
You can't kill it, you know.
Why not?
Because the Raven is you.
So let's keep all that story in mind when we look at some points in Blood Raven's life. Now, after Blood Raven murders Aenys Blackfire, the first thing that the new king does, King Egg does, is sentence him to the Night's Watch. Now, some may say, hey, this is what was going to happen, like it's a coincidence. But I think Bloodraven knew that's why he killed him in the first place, so he can get sent to the Night's Watch. Now, while he was there in the Night's Watch, he leaves after he becomes Lord Commander in 239 AC. And he disappears when he goes ranging beyond the wall in 252 AC. And that is when he becomes the Three-Eyed Raven. So when you see Daenerys the Dreamer having dreams all the way back before Bloodraven was born, all the way back before the Targaryens came to Westeros, these dreams were being sent by Bloodraven to get his family over across to Westeros. And then after he did all these other dreams, you could see another dream he did to Egg, who all of a sudden started having dreams. And this is around 256, 258, and definitely leads up to the tragedy of Summerhall in 259. And remember, Bloodraven disappeared at 252. Now this guy automatically has these dragon dreams, and he becomes so obsessed that he needs dragons for his reign, for his rule. And all of his counselors tell him not to do it, but he becomes obsessed with it, and this leads to the tragedy of Summerhall. I have a video on this that I've done 2 years ago talking about exactly how Bloodraven caused this. Check out that video. This is not a new theory to me. You could check out my older videos. I'll have the link in the description. But that is what's going on, and now Bran has taken over. We've seen it with Hodor, we've seen it with Ned, and there's going to be a couple of other things that we see exactly dealing with Bran Stark. Or should we just call him Bran Raven, because that's basically who he is right now, just Bran Raven. That's what's going on. So that is how time travel is being handled in A Song of Ice and Fire. Now, you can hate it all you want. You could say it's not going to happen all you want. You could be upset all you want. But I guarantee you that this is how it's going down. Any dream, that anything that you see Melisandre get, anything dealing with the Lord of Light leading up to the Great War and the others, it is from Bloodraven and Bran. Or should we just say Bran Raven? And I should say this. Remember, the Reverse Flash became the enemy, became the Flash's greatest villain. So one of them, Bloodraven or Bran, will become a villain. And also another note, what is Eobard Thawne trying to do when he's in Barry Allen's time? He's stuck in this time, and he's trying to get back to his own time. And that's exactly what's going on with Bran or Bloodraven, but most likely Bran, who is stuck in the Night's King. So you tell me what you think in the comment section. And if you like the way I do this, please thumbs this up, please spread this across the realm, and please subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.